it just sped up for me so much quicker. These have been a lifesaver. Must, if you get exposed to gluten, is this. Hi and welcome to my channel, or welcome back. My name is Holly, and in today's video I'm going to be telling you my top tips for when you get exposed to gluten. If you didn't know, I am intolerant to gluten. Now, mine is bad. I cannot eat gluten at all. Now, if you have a gluten intolerance like me, or you're celiac, you know, like, this is not fun. And the symptoms are different for everyone, the degree is different for everyone. But for me, like, it is bad. So if you're watching this video, you probably suffer quite badly as well. But if you're not sure that it's gluten, I'll just give you a brief summary of the symptoms that you could be suffering with. But as I said, symptoms are different for everyone. These are mainly my experience, but if there are any more, I will mention them at the end. So the number one basic one is tummy upset. Now, this can be a range of things, but for me, I just can't digest anything after I've been exposed to gluten. Like, I'm just sick, like nothing is going down. I also get stomach cramps, just an overall discomfort and an unsettling feeling, like it's just feels off. But you can get cramps, you can get bloating. I also get bloating, but not like too bad. But sometimes people just like balloon out. I've had this in the past when I did eat gluten. And I will go into medication later in this video to help with these symptoms. Another symptom is emotional. So for me, I just feel low, I just feel sad, I just feel unmotivated, kind of depressed. You can get angry, like literally any emotion. There's not really a specific emotion that you can and cannot feel with gluten. It's literally from person to person, so you could feel anything. The other symptom that I experience is chronic fatigue. Now, I have had chronic fatigue in the past, so maybe it kind of triggers it off for me, but I'm literally bedridden for a day, and then just like the next kind of couple of days I'm still like not doing much exercise. So it's physical and mental fatigue for me. Depending on the person, it could be just physical, it could just be mental. Also, what I've read online is you can suffer with headaches, you can suffer with bowel movement, and also it can trigger skin problems for some people. So now, getting into the good stuff, we're getting into my tips. And my first tip, I know a lot of people with gluten intolerance are suffering with IBS, and this is like a stress illness as well. So it may be difficult for you to just like relax. I know for me, I like to be productive 24/7, so relaxing is kind of a difficult thing for me. But if there has been a book you wanted to read or a Netflix show you want to watch, like, give yourself permission to just relax. Now, I know this next tip is kind of controversial, but don't force yourself to eat. It's not like you're gonna want to eat anyway, but for me, I always feel like I need to eat something, and I really have to try not to eat because it just doesn't help the situation. And it does kind of help flush it out as well when you don't have kind of bits of food just like building up. So take this as you will, but I would suggest just don't force yourself to eat. Obviously, if you can eat, do. But if you don't feel like you can, don't force yourself. Now, my next tip is medication you can take. Now, these have been a lifesaver, let me tell you. When I did research and found out about these medications you can actually take to help the process speed up, like, it just sped up for me so much quicker. The first medication that I recommend is taking a probiotic. I regularly take Simprove, which is the best known probiotic, scientifically proven, with patients with IBS. So I just kind of take a double dose of this when I do get exposed to gluten. I just take a double dose when I just feel off anyway. It tastes quite good. Obviously, Simproof is quite expensive, so there are cheaper on the market. I would do some research, but other ones that I recommend is Optibac and BioCult, which you can just purchase from Boots or your local pharmacy. But different strains do different things, so you need to make sure that this probiotic is specifically for gut health. As I said, just do some research on it. I'm sure you'll find something. Now, my absolute must if you get exposed to gluten is this medication called GLUTENED. This isn't really something that pharmacies stock, so you will have to get it online. It's quite easily accessible, but essentially it just kind of gets the gluten out of your system. On the box it says, like, if you eat gluten you'll be fine. If you eat this, it's like those tablets. If you have lactose intolerance, you can take a lactose tablet. If you are actually intolerant to gluten, this helps speed up the process. For me, as I said, it doesn't work for everyone, but for me it speeds it up so much quicker, so I would really recommend giving this a go. So I'd also recommend it taking activated charcoal, which absorbs all the toxins and things from your stomach, which obviously will absorb the gluten in its path, so that's really helpful. Another thing that I take is magnesium. You can get magnesium tablets or magnesium infused drinks. You can get like magnesium infused water, which is really good. And the last medication I recommend is taking a digestive enzyme. Obviously this just helps you digest your food when you can't digest it as well as you usually can. Now on to foods I suggest that you should eat when you feel you're able to, or you could probably have these even if you don't feel 100%. The first one is water. Now water, you can't go wrong with water anyway. It just has so many health benefits, but it really helps flush the gluten out. So drink. Obviously the classic foods that aid digestion, such as ginger, lemon, turmeric. There's so many ways that you can have these. You can also find teas that have like everything in them, and herbal teas are really good for when you're not feeling great. And the last thing I suggest you eat is bone broth, kubacha, kimchi, anything that has those probiotics that really help the gut lining. And finally, a question I know you guys want to know is, how long does it take for me to feel better? And again, I'm sorry, it is person to person. I will give you my personal experience. I don't want to scare you, but for me, it probably takes 10 days from ingesting it to being back to myself 100%. Now, it takes, I would say, 3 to 4 days for me being able to kind of do normal activities, but I'm still not feeling myself. I'm still not feeling 100%. I'm able to kind of get back into normal life. So it's not that bad, but it is, you know. Now, before I end this video, I just want to leave you with this kind of word of comfort is, don't get hard on yourself. Now, I know, like, you're just like, oh, I can't believe I did that. Like, why did I do that? I should have been more careful. Or maybe it really wasn't your fault and you just feel bad anyway. Like, seriously, this is just like a tiny blip in your life. Like, just use it to your advantage. I know it's hard, you know, just chill out for a bit. You may need this rest anyway. That's how I like to look at it. But yeah, don't get hard on yourself. You know, it happens to all of us. That's why I made this video, because, you know, I did it, and hopefully this will help you. And just kind of find peace in knowing that it will be over soon. There's no point in stressing, because also we know that makes it worse. But yeah, just kind of try and relax and take care of yourself. So I really hope this has helped you. And just a disclaimer, I'm not a medical professional, so all the advice given is just holistic and my point of view to help you. But please, if you feel that you need to go see a GP, go see a doctor. But yeah, I really hope this has helped you, and if you have enjoyed it, please leave a comment, subscribe, follow me on Instagram, and have a good day.